You're tuned into Visions, a business and community affairs program designed to encourage and promote entrepreneurship in Central Alabama.
Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Visions. Cedric, Varner, excited about our guest and our program today, and we're talking with Lisa Ann Williamson, and she's an agent with New York Life Insurance Company and registered representative with NYLIFE Securities, LLC. Ms. Williamson, thanks for coming to be with us on the program.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Excited to talk about this subject of financial wellness,
yes,
economic empowerment, and the 50B movement. We're going to go into all of that.
Love it.
But as we get started, tell us about how you decided to get into financial services.
Well, I'm a business owner now.
Okay.
I've always had kind of an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes.
So this is now my platform. I'm in the financial industry, so I help people with their financial future. So whether that is retirement planning and I have a 401k that I need to roll over, but I don't know what to do with it, or what if it's for I need to send my children to college, I don't know how to save for that, or whether it's business planning and how am I going to structure this business so that it funds my life in retirement, or I can pass it on to the next person. How do I prepare for that? So I help people with all of those issues.
Wow. Well, and I was reading over your bio information, just, you got a great history that has brought you to where you are now, but this is not your first career.
It's not. Okay. I'm a former newspaper man.
Wow. Very good.
Very good. So I have traveled the country. I lived in Iowa, I lived in Michigan, I lived in New York. I'm from Chicago originally.
Wow.
So I have traveled all around covering different areas, transportation, the theater, and what I really loved about that was sort of educating the community. And so I loved the research part of it, I loved the education part of it, I loved kind of just teaching people, and those traits are what I bring to this financial services, and so that I can help people be well financially. And so that's important, because what I saw kind of over my travels and going here and there and in my youth is that I did not have a financial person to sort of lead and guide me, knowing my specific situation and how much money I had to spend. And so now I want to be that for our community.
Wow. Well, so how did you make the transition from what you were doing to what you're doing now?
I think life put me in that path.
Okay.
So while I was at newspapers changed, and then I came to Montgomery, and I had to move my mom down. So my mom was a single mom for most of my life. She was a social worker, raised 2 kids on her social work salary, so we had conversations about finances and that kind of thing, but she needed more help. She could not live by herself, so I moved her in with me. And I wasn't really prepared to do it at the time, but that's what you do as a child. And so I moved her down here, and as I was trying to figure out how to manage her finances, my finances, work, I had the opportunity to be with New York Life, and as I went through the training program, as I completed all that, then I realized how important it is that we set up our financial future, and how important we have to have deeper conversations about life insurance, about leveraging our money, about the internal rate of return. We need to have a conversation, and sort of those next level conversations. How do I handle that?
Well, and that's what we do here on the Visions program, is that we have conversations.
That's right.
Like we had now. And so that's a great word. And so when we talk about conversations and having those, I mean, what are the kinds of conversations that people should have?
Yeah. So we need to talk about a plan. What is our structure? What is our plan? What risk can we experience? So risk in retirement can include not wanting to outlive your money. How do we plan for that? If I have life insurance now, how much life insurance do I need? And we need to talk about replacing our income, because we want to pass that on. We want our children to have everything we hoped and dreamed for them to have, even if something happens to us in the meantime. So we need to replace our income. We need to have supplemental retirement income that's not going to be taxed. And so we need to talk about tax efficiency. And those were not the conversations that I had been accustomed to having in my youth.
Well, as you're talking and I'm listening to the types of conversations, the word that comes to my mind about conversations and the information that you're sharing is that these are actually critical conversation.
Yes, absolutely critical. Absolutely critical. And we should start them early. So a lot of times people will come to me and they're like, well, I've waited, I'm 55 and I don't have anything saved for retirement. And so we need to have had those conversations before. Not that we can't help you now, but we're going to have to be really aggressive now. But if we get in those good habits of saving, if we're in our 20s and we're saving 20% of our salary, that is going to put us in much better position. And that's what we want. That's what we want.
That's good. And so getting in position, so who are some of the kinds of people in career fields that you work with to help?
Okay, I work with business owners like myself. I work with teachers. I work with families with young children. I work with a lot of women, and I think women pose a unique opportunity because we live longer.
Yes.
On average, we are more likely to step out of the workplace.
Yes.
We're more likely to have made less money over our working years. So we need to really put ourselves in better position and talk about sort of what is that amount that we need to save? How much should I have on day one of retirement? And so that's why I'm here to guide through those conversations.
That's good, and working with women, that's certainly a very important group, and women tend to be studious though once they get the information.
And I encourage that.
Yeah.
So I want you to be studious, and I in fact will give you more information. I will send you home with information to read, and I will suggest maybe something to look at so that you can be better prepared. Because sometimes it's the vocabulary, it's the words that you're not familiar with. So we want to know, what is internal rate of return? Why do I care about a Roth versus a traditional IRA? So we want to have all of those information, all our ammunition, so that we feel comfortable. Because I find that people are scared. People are scared to make the wrong decision. People are scared to live in retirement because they don't know if they're going to have enough to last them. So I want to take some of that fear away and be able to talk to them through that, to counsel them through that.
That's good. Well, one of the strategies and programs that you've been working with is the 50B, and I know you're going to explain that. And I remember a few years ago, Maggie Anderson coming to town and talking just about this financial wellness issue.
That's right.
And so, tell us about the 50B program in Montgomery.
Awesome. So 50B is part of the initiative through African American agents within New York Life. Now we number over 1,300 across the country. And in 2011, the mission was to place at least $50 billion of coverage in our communities, the communities where we worked and lived and served. And doing that changes the trajectory of not only that person, but of their children and their children's children. And so that's what we wanted to be in place to do. So we met our goal, and now we are in phase 2 of that. So now we are educating people on what to do with that money now. Now I have this legacy left to me by my parents or my grandparents, and now what do I do with it? Where do I invest it? How can I keep some of it safe? And then we talk to you about all of the things that you want to have in your life, be in your life, do in your life, and then we start to allocate funds in those directions.
Well, one of the things that comes to my mind as you're talking about allocating funds is you said it before about the importance of having a will.
Yes, and so many people have not had will. So will is a way to say, these are my wishes. This is what I want to have happen. It also takes pressure off the people that you've left behind, because they want to make sure that they're doing right by you, what you wanted. And so why not write that out and have it? So many people have left us without wills, and now family members are trying to figure out, well, what do we do? And I should get more and you should get less, or and so it becomes a fight, and we don't want that because you're already grieving
That's
the
right.
person.
That's right.
And so we want to have a will. So that's one of the first questions I ask. Do you have a will?
Wow, great question. Well, so when we talk about wealth building, I mean, how do you start? How do you build wealth?
Well, first we're going to start saving.
Okay, saving.
So it takes consistency. It takes building that habit. So we're just going to make it automatic, and then automatically save, put that money aside. And then once you build a nest egg, then we have some options of how we invest that. And so some of it is going to be in our safe money. Some of it we're going to allow to be in the stock market, so we can weather that and have potential for more growth.
Now, some people say that they cannot save.
And
some people feel really challenged.
Yes. And I think that is real. Okay, that is real. And so that's why they need someone like me to help. So maybe you can't start with the prescribed 20% or 40%, but we're going to start with $10. Let's just get in the habit of putting that $10 aside. So what we need to do is develop a spending plan. Some people call it a budget, but develop a spending plan. Then we stay within that spending plan. So sometimes it's an issue of I don't make enough money, or sometimes I'm spending too much. So we look at both those issues. If it's not I'm not making enough, then we look at creative ways that we can make more money. If it's that I'm spending too much, then we look at ways to decrease our spending.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. So when it comes to making more money, so as a part of your advisement, you actually help your clients with thinking of ways that they can increase their revenue.
Absolutely. So we're looking at time. What are my strengths? What are the things that I like? So you can be creative about doing things within your community. Can I start a small business where I pick up groceries for my friends just in my neighborhood? Or can I prepare meals? Or do I like to work on cars? But we find what our talents are, our strengths are, and we do a little bit of that, and that brings extra money. Or if we're on a job and we have the opportunity to work extra hours, of course that would be the first line of defense, to ask, can I work some overtime? Can I make myself available? Can I have more training so that you'll be in a position to have a promotion later? So we talk about all of those things.
Wow. Well, this is really great information. Now, one of the other points that you brought up is having a strong why.
Yes. Because that is what gets you out of bed. That's what motivates you along the way when you don't feel like, savings, when you'd rather do something else. So sometimes your why will be children, because they are great motivators.
That's right.
You want them to have more than you had. But sometimes it might be a ministry that you want to give to the world, or a foundation that you want to give to the world. And so you need to put yourself in position so that you can fund that. And
so you can fund that why,
that's right.
Help that why to come about.
Yeah,
okay.
So just get you going, just get you out there.
Well, now when we talk about 5 things that we want people to know as it relates to their financial future, what are they?
Okay, I'm going to say that, but first I'm going to say don't wait.
Okay.
So people will say, I'm going to wait till I have enough money, I'm going to wait till I get divorced, I'm going to wait till I get married, or whatever. Do not wait. Start your plan now. Okay? So the first thing we need to do is pull together all our papers. Know how much is coming in, how much is going out. If we have a 401k at work, if we have a 403b, we need to pull all those paperworks out so we know what we have. So that's the first line of defense.
Okay.
Then we're gonna save.
Okay.
Gotta
be serious about it.
Yes, and you do. You have to be serious. You have to be consistent. And people are going to want to balk at that, but that is what has to happen.
Now this is where your why comes in.
Yes.
That helps you to stay focused.
That's right. That helps you stay focused.
Yeah.
That helps you stay focused. And sometimes people get distracted. So that's why we have this spending plan to keep you focused. And it could be good things that a friend says, oh, can you help me out with some money for my rent?
Right.
Or, there's this great class that we're going to. Let's do that. But you want to stay focused on your spending plan because you have now a goal. And now we have the strategy to help you get to that goal.
Become a planner.
Yes. So we want to plan for all of the possible scenarios. Plan if you live long, plan if you don't live long, plan if you have children, plan if you become a parent when you are grandparent age. So we're going to plan for all of those different contingencies so that we will be prepared.
All right, so we've got a couple more points that we've got to give, but we're going to let people call you and come to see you so they can learn those other 2 points, because we want you to close by telling us how we can have these conversations with you direct.
Absolutely. You can call me directly. My office line is 334-274-4781.
Excellent. Is there email?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
LAWILLIAMSON, Lisanne Williamson at ft.newyorklife.com.
Excellent. We just really enjoyed this session with you. Great information for our community. We want to say thanks for coming. We want to invite you back so you can come and share some more information with us. And that's going to do it for us on this segment of Visions with Lisanne Williamson, agent with New York Life Insurance Company and representative with NYLIFE Securities, LLC. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.